I think it's time for Kip's loyal followers and defenders to finally muster up the courage to publicly say what everybody already knows about Mr. McKean. Where is the alarm? Where is the eagerness to see justice done? Since none of you have shown any public righteous indignation outside of a select few, the rest of the people are speaking up. The attached video clip was sent to me, and I was advised to post it anonymously and to call the authorities, which I did. We all know that Kip is a serial sexual predator, but he has many other potential criminal issues as well. For example, this short video clip of Kip bragging about taking $1.2 million of people's SBA loans during COVID and supposedly using it to start churches all over the world is a federal crime. Kip, is this one of the ways that you funded your very large slush fund that you pull from in order to bribe and/or reward anyone that you choose, like Jason Dimitri, while everyone else starves to death and suffers? First of all, Mr. McKean, taking people's SBA loans that were designed to support their individual small business during COVID is a federal crime. And these individuals still need to pay these loans back. These SBA loans were not a gift to you from God like you state in the video. They were intended for what the borrowers put on their applications, to justify the loan for their small business. You've also put them at legal risk here too. Secondly, if this is true, and you indeed sent that money out of the country, this is now wire, mail fraud as well. Michael Kirshner and Tony Untalan, were you aware of where this money was really going? On top of that, attached are just a few of the many emails of you demanding your people's stimulus checks during COVID. The arrogant brutality and lack of compassion that you have towards your people is astounding. But the walls are finally closing in on you after almost 50 years of systemic and ritualistic abuse of your members. More details on that will be coming out very soon. I also attached a 48-second clip of you stating on stage that the laws of your church supersede the laws of the land. You clearly believe that to be true. You have proven yourself to be a sick man, Mr. McKean. But what all of us are most thankful for this holiday season is that you are being revealed for who you really are. You have simply been the wizard behind the curtain, pulling all of the strings. But we have pulled back that curtain, exposing that you are nothing more than a weak and powerless old man, who has zero power unless he is controlling and exploiting others. By the way, there are no poor little Elena sentiments coming, as she has been complicit and enabled you, and even picked you up in public when you were fall down drunk, face planting on the ground. She has contributed to this, and she knows that, and more of those details will be revealed soon also. So great job, Mr. McKean. You have destroyed your family and about 1 million other people, and have become nothing but a laughingstock and a disgrace. For your information, no one is waiting around for the delusional manifesto or memoir that you have supposedly bunkered yourself away to write. Unless maybe it's a dark comedy. Not too many people are interested in reading the ramblings of an abusive serial sexual predator who stalks and grooms young women in his own congregation. We've lived through enough of your self-serving deception, and literally no one cares anymore what you have to say. These abuses and failures are now your only legacy. Please get yourself and Elena some serious and deep professional help, and leave society alone for the rest of your lonely days on this earth.
This just shows the religious world that God's movement cannot be locked down. Certainly God has been glorified, and I believe the religious world astounded by the fact that our giving didn't go down at all during the pandemic. But as a matter of fact, it always climbed, and now it's soaring to where our 122 churches around the world are giving almost $250,000 every week. Is that amazing? Also miraculous, and keeping with God's promise to provide for his people as he did with the Israelites leaving Egypt. God has allowed in America for there to be 3 stimulus checks. As a matter of fact, they total about $3,000. That means a couple received $6,000. Certainly, some people had to use it to eat and to live on, but many of us saw this as a gift from God that we could give back to him for the sake of missions. Equally miraculous is that the U.S. government gave small business loans, and so he gifted to the sold-out movement churches in America $1.2 million. Why was this important? Because we used that money to plant those churches. But perhaps most profoundly, God's reason for the quarantine was to teach us how to communicate more effectively through the media and social media. I mean, it's amazing, through good reports about mercy worldwide and persecution, bad reports about the church, through social media evangelism on Facebook and Instagram, through the soapy books, and now in GNN in 8 languages, God's word is going out to the nations. In fact, I believe in a very short time from now, we're going to be able to echo the words of our brother Paul when he wrote in the book of Colossians in 62 AD, all over the world, this gospel is bearing fruit. This is the gospel that you heard, and it's been proclaimed to every creature under heaven. Indeed, because of the media, and even before all nations are planted, we are seeing Jesus' dream become a reality. The evangelization of the nations in this generation, and to God be all the glory. To this end, I begin.
Another brother that super inspired me of late is a brother and sister that actually are Canadian, and that's Craig and Elizabeth Wademan in the South region. And they came down here just to find revival, to help their little marriage, to help them be strong in the Lord. And because there was no remnant group in Canada, they had to overstay their visa. Now, we need to get something straight here in the church. The laws of God supersede the laws of men. They are doing what's right and pleasing in the Lord by being here and staying connected to the body. Are you with me right here? Now, someday they're going to go back to Canada. They're going to be awesome. But sometimes we need to do that in order to stay strong with God. Well, it's awesome.